Alright guys, if you want the chance to win this World War II German soldier fully custom printed, make sure you guys like the video, comment down below, and make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. I'll be giving this away in next week's episode, so make sure you do all three of those things and you'll be automatically entered. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of Building D-Day and Lego. Today we've got a lot that's going to be happening and basically we're just going to get right into it. So I'm going to talk about what these bricks are. These are kind of outlining where the beach will start and end, where the water will begin, and where the rock structure will start as well. So we're going to go over that. I'm going to ask for you guys' feedback on that, and we're going to also start with, I've got a bunch of water studs in this box here, and then I've also got another pick-a-brick cup off to the side there filled with water studs. We're going to get the water going. We're going to get at least the perimeter done, hopefully. Then we're also going to start layering the first tan plates down, and we might even start the rock structure. I'm not too sure yet. I'm kind of playing this by ear, but without further ado, let's go in and talk about what those bricks are up to. Okay guys, so I'm going to talk about what these bricks are representing. So this is kind of my theory. Let me know your guys' feedback in the comments down below of your thoughts on this, but basically what we got here is this will be where the beach will begin. So all this, these two base plates here more or less will be all water, and that way that'll give us, I'm thinking, room for 2 or 3 Higgins boats or U-boats to come in and have Marines piling off and whatnot. And then this here, this is where the beach will start, and it'll go from there to that line. And where this is where the rock structure will begin. And hopefully, I'm thinking I can get the rock structure elevated, you know, I don't know how high, maybe 8 inches off this table here, about that tall, and hopefully it'll only take up this much room because I want plenty of room back here to build at least 2 or 3 houses and put some detail. And then we got all the bunkers to do. We might end up having to push this forward, maybe 10 studs, so I have more room back here because we still need room for the bunkers and then houses. So I don't know how that's going to work out yet, but that's kind of what I'm thinking at least. So what I'm probably going to work on in the episode here is we're going to stack up these studs here, and we're basically going to make stacks of 3. That'll be going around the perimeter here. That way we can fill in the rest with water, and I'm going to get the first level of tan plates down. We're going to start working on the border around the mock. This mock, since it's somewhat smaller, I'm going to try to make, well, I guess the Sinai Desert, if you guys remember, the whole perimeter was tan, so it looks somewhat good. And I'm going to try to do that the same for this, so all the perimeter will be the same color, or at least it'll match this color scheme. So like all that will be blue, all this will be, you know, I don't know, tan, and then this will be dark gray or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, guys. So I'm going to start working on these studs and the plates there and the border, and I'll come back to you when I got an update. Alright guys, so what I'm working on right now is I'm getting the water studs together. So I took that box and that pick-a-brick cup, and I dumped all the studs into this one larger box so I could sift through them. And basically, from the Battle of Peleliu, I have some of these left over. These are just these transparent, clear, or light blue studs that I stacked up in stacks of 3 already. So I'm trying to go through and collect as many of those as I can so I don't have to restack them up, because that takes a lot of time. And what I'm able to do is kind of sift through here like there. I just found 2 more stacked up already. So I'm going through there. I think I got almost all of them out of here, so I'm going to have to take these over and put them on the mock itself, and then go back and start stacking up single ones just so I can finish that up. So I think we'll be easily able to get this done today. This is a pretty easy task. And then I'm also working on getting the rock structure going. So what I've got planned over here is I have, this is kind of a side thing. So these are all, or most of the parts from the Sinai Desert. This box still needs to get sorted. So what we got going on here is those are all just plates. This is all filler brick here, and I need to finish sorting through all this. So what I did was I took some of the previous mountain, this was the dark bluish gray mountain, and I went over here and I was able to, I just found a piece that I thought I liked the height of, and I put a marine down there just to get a sense of scale. And basically I think that's how tall I want the, you know, this whole back section to be. So it's about about 3.5 times the height of a minifigure. I think that'll be just perfect. It might be a little bit too tall. We might do that. I'm trying to still think what'll look the best. I'll probably start building, get to like about this height, see if I need to go taller or not, because that's pretty easy to do. But what I was really looking for is, you can see this distance from the start to the finish of this backside. That distance really determines where I want this to start, because I thought that distance would be like this, but it's not. So I think we'll be able to leave the mountain section where I have this line, because the reason I thought it would be like this big and we'd have to move it is because then we only have this much room for houses, and that might not be enough, or bunkers and houses actually. So I think we're good there, so I'm probably going to start working on that section as well, just start lining that. But the main thing I'm going to work on, get that water perimeter done and get just a layer of tan plates down on the beach, and I think we'll be good. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to keep you guys posted. I'm going to keep stacking some water studs, and yeah, so let's keep working. Alright guys, so I was able to get the border completely done. I stopped about 5 or 10 studs away from my line on both sides, just because where this line is, once I get the plates down, there's going to be a transition phase of me sloping this down with tan plates and whatnot, so I didn't want to put those down. You know, even if I put them down, they'd be removed for a brief moment when I get to that spot, but I do have plenty of these left over, just enough to finish that up. And I didn't have to, I was surprised that small amount in that Pick a Brick cup was able to do this whole perimeter, so I'm pretty much done with this. So now what I'm going to start on is putting a base layer of tan plates down, getting the tan borders along both sides, and we'll be cruising, guys. I'm really excited for this mock because it's very straightforward. We kind of know what we're doing, and let's just kind of knock it out. So I'm going to keep working on it, and I'll keep you guys posted. Alright guys, quick update. This is what I got so far. So I went around this first border here and filled in all the gaps. As you can see, it used to look like that with a bunch of gaps in it. Tried to finalize kind of the shape I want. I kind of want it just at a slight angle, have kind of it proud out here in the middle. I think that looks good. So that's kind of what I'm doing as far as the border goes here. Then what I started is I started layering tan plates back here. So I tried to use as many of these 16 by 16 plates as I had. These are the big plates. They're this big. So those took up a lot of ground really easily. So I had 4 of those I was able to find in that tub of plates down there. So I used those. Now I'm going back and I'm using all these 4x6 plates that I had. These I actually never used on Sinai Desert. This bag was untouched, and I'd started going through the plates down there, but they were all stacked together. They had other plates on top of them, and it was taking too long to separate all those. Like, they had a bunch of 1x2 stuck on top of them, and I didn't want that. So I figured let's just use these for now and get this mock, you know, done sooner, I guess. If you guys get what I'm saying, try to build this faster than mess around with sorting and doing all that. So I'll do that later, and I'll use these plates. This should cover this amount. It's actually surprisingly, you know, it's about 4 gray base plates of tan plates, which is quite a bit. So I'll use these up. If I use all these up, I still got plenty more, so I'm not worried about having to order anything. So my plan is for the end of this episode is to at least get all this completely covered. All this right here covered as well. This will be a little bit more challenging. It'll take some smaller plates, not just the 4x6s. So get all that plated, and there'll eventually be a gradual incline. We'll talk about that probably next week's episode. So what I'm going to work on is getting that done, and hopefully that back section, I'll get that border finished like this, and maybe start laying out some slopes and whatnot, and possibly do the back border. I'm not too sure yet. We'll just have to see what time of day it is by the time I get there. So that's kind of where I'm at, guys. I'm going to keep working on those tan plates, and I'll keep you guys posted. Alright guys, so we're going to be picking the winner for episode 1. This is for the World War II German soldier, so we're going to do this 3 times here. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. There you go. That is the winner. So I don't know how to pronounce that, but all you have to do is personal message me here on YouTube. Full name, full address, zip code, all that good stuff, and I can work this out with you, and we can get this out to you. So without further ado, guys, let's wrap up the video. I got a couple more things to show you, and yeah, let's do that now. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this episode. I stopped here because it's pretty late right now, and this is Saturday, and I gotta get this video, you know, filmed, edited, and uploaded it and all that good stuff. So I gotta stop here, but let me just recap what we did in episode 2 here. So we finished the border for the water. Very glad that I was able to get that done, and I did fill in the last couple studs. It was just kind of bugging me, and we can remove those later when we need to. Then I also finished up this front border here. As you can see, I'm already starting to have it slope down 1 plate at a time. So I also got everything I guess, glazed over with tan plates. So I was actually able to find some more 16 by 16 plates. There was a whole bunch of them in there, and I was just completely blind. And then I just realized there's a bunch of plates sitting out there. I totally forgot about all these pieces. And one thing you probably are noticing is, why is the mock turned this way? It used to be right here, and now it's like this. The reason being is these tables are just barely different heights, and with them sitting on carpet, they kind of settle. And when I was trying to push bricks down over this gap, they were pressing down on one side and popping up on the other, so just wasn't an even surface, and that's a really annoying thing you have to deal with when building large mocks like this. So I simply took it, turned it 90 degrees, and now we're working on one table, so we can kind of have all the parts in the back, so I can just kind of reach for the parts and work on it. And it works a little bit better that way, because before, if I wanted to work on that back section, I'd have to walk around the table and work on that. This way, I can stay on this side of the table and just work on it and not have to be walking around as much. So overall, not only for the mock, but for ergonomics, it's definitely a better choice to do it like this. So that's one other thing that we did. And then another thing is I started the border back here. Now, it'll probably be dark bluish gray just on this side and that side. The back will probably be open, and I probably won't do like make the walls solid, because you're not going to see it because it's going to be pushed up against the wall anyway. So not worried about the back. I think that's a smart move. Once again, trying to make this mock efficient, build it quickly and get it done. Trying to make these mock series go a little bit quicker. And for episode 2, I think this is a great start. I'd say for episode 3, which will be coming out next Sunday, so make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss that. I'd say our goal is to get going with the rock structure. And once that gets going, of course, this side wall is going to be starting to be built up. Once we get the rock structure done, then we can elevate this entire back. So if we can get the rock structure done within the next 2 or 3 episodes, that'll be great, because then this top part we can elevate and start working on houses and bunkers. Then I'd say, so the goals for next week is to try to get that rock structure started. I'm going to try to get all the studs sorted out, because right now there's like white and red studs mixed in. So I'm going to try to sort them all out and lay them out in here and see if I need to order more. If I do need to order more, which we probably will, I'm going to order those right away so we can get that done. So that's another goal. And then probably finish up the sloping down here and start working on the sloping on the beaches and whatnot. So really, I think we could get this mock. I'm not going to set any goals, but I'm thinking maybe 20 episodes we can have this thing done. I think that's very doable. So that's kind of my goal right now. If we could get it done under, I'd say, I mean, anything around 35 episodes, because that's how much Polilu took. And this is basically a very similar, I mean, it's the same size mock, I believe it is. So if we can get that done in that same amount of time period, I will be happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you guys subscribe by clicking down below. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you guys like the video so you have a chance to win that German soldier. Make sure you guys subscribe by clicking right here. Check out episode 1 right here, and check out the complete playlist right there for this mock series. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.